Hey guys, and welcome back to the newest episode of Lost Gaming. Alright, so last time we got a field from Lios where there was a lot of infection happening. When we got there, we found the next phase, Innis, the Mirage of Deceit. After chasing him through a dungeon, we finally had a fight with him. Wasn't nearly as bad as our fight with Scathe, and afterwards we came back and everyone in the game had been logged out. Lios was upset with us and told us that we don't act except for under his orders. Then we got an email from Aura. Gave us a new keyword and told us to beware of Cubia. So that's what we're doing today. Throwing caution to the wind and heading in after Aura.
Hey! Hello! I'm glad there's someone here that I know. Everyone here is all weird. By the way, do you have time?
I'm on my way to Lambda, Merciless Grieving Furnace.
I'll go! I wanna go too, okay? I'll wait at the Chaos Gate.
Alright, so saw Mistral immediately. She wants to go. I'm cool with that because she is.
Alrighty, I'm coming!
She can nuke everything better than anyone else in the game. And we haven't really done anything with Moonstone yet.
I'm coming.
So let's give him some equipment. We gave him some equipment. So I think we've done one thing with him where we were required to. And haven't really used him since, so let's take him with us. Need to go get some more. I should have done this off camera, but I didn't think about it till just now. First things first. It's not nearly as much as I had hoped. At least I've got some of these that I can sell a little bit of stuff of. And get some more gold built up. Because we're definitely going to need it. Need to get some more of these. Let's do 5, 14, and then the rest of my money I'm going to dump into more healing potions. I can't remember off the top of my head if this is actually a fight with Cubia coming up or not. But since I'm not entirely sure, I want to be prepared so that. Oh, before I forget, I should have mentioned this earlier.
I am against service overtime.
Most of these in here
AFK. I'm currently away from my desk.
are, I believe, actually
I drank too much. Can I throw up?
vagrant AIs, if I remember correctly.
Hardships and troubles temper.
I can't remember specifically if they are or not, but I think they are. Alright, so let's go to our next. This field's not even protected. So Aura gave us a field that we didn't have to do gate hacking for. Isn't that kind of her? Alright, so as always, Fairy Orb. Let's get Kite and Moonstone both buffed up, and we will give Mistral a defense buff just to make sure that she's okay as we go through. And let's go see what some of the stuff we're going to be finding in this field. Mage of Soul, that's always nice. I'm going to move back this way just so that I can get more towards the dungeon, so that once we've got... So still got a Hackberry King. That's something we've run into before. It's not really all that tough. We can do an easy data drain on him. Okay, these are definitely... Oh boy, yeah, this is where things are not... Go ahead and get one of these out of range of being dangerous. Let's get Moonstone. These things just hit so hard and so fast. Okay, so all in all, that wasn't as bad as it could have been. We've definitely run into some tougher enemies than that before, but it definitely wasn't an easy thing. And depending on how this goes, I probably should get a move on and get a little farther into this episode. There's not a whole lot to this dungeon so far. It looks spread out. I like the symmetrical design. And so far, as long as we deal more with those Hackberry Kings than we do anything else, we should be fine. Just not looking forward to a room full of those evil armors. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. If we get to it. Because as we know, the farther down you go into the dungeon, the tougher the monsters get. So while the Hackberry Kings might be, and the evil armors might be things that you run into on this floor, going down even one floor could completely change the monster sets that we're going to get. See, now I think that is just a wonderful thing to experience. Not the dick do, but being able to data drain him just as he's healed up his HP. Okay, so that definitely did not go quite as I expected, with everyone getting slowed, but ultimately it's not that big a deal. So let's open some of these. And let's head down into the next floor. I really like when they do this, when they give you the really symmetrical dungeons.
You've gotten strong. Are you trying to be the strongest player? I am totally into collecting items. Complete item list. Yeah!
I've been wanting to tell you.
I see. You're role-playing with that background story. I like those kinds of things. Good luck.
So Kite told her the whole story, and she thinks it's just an RP backstory that he developed for while he's playing the game. Anyone who's played things like WoW and stuff like that, they know that that's actually not an uncommon thing. That stuff like that does actually happen. Good job, Moonstone. But I guess the joke in this is that even though that's what a lot of people do, and it does actually sound like a role-playing backstory for someone, it's actually not one for him. Stop running away. Let me data drain you. Huh. Well, that was not expected, and this could be bad. Fortunately, he's not doing that much. Alright, you guys do some first aid. I'm going to get our buffs back up because we ran out of those while we were frozen right then. Alright, so there we go. Everybody's back at full. Got all our buffs on. So let's keep moving. So this ought to give you a clue as to we're not got too much more to go in here. Alright, so let's go ahead and untrip that. And I want to check just in case. Well, not what I expected, but always appreciated. Alright, so down we go. Don't care about the Hanged Man. I'll hold on to that just in case. Don't care about the Hanged Man. That's not really going to help us with what I think is coming up in just a minute. Alright, so empty room. Big empty room. And there's our purple smoke. So you know what that means. We got something big about to happen.
Wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
At any rate, this girl, she's beautiful, but I don't know how to say this, but she's not alive.
And he returns. The hidden one. The anti-existence. Cubia. So now we can try to get a little bit of revenge. It's hard to see, but if you can look right in there in his core. And you see, this is where things get a little complicated. Because as you can see, the Cubia core is more of what you need, but as you fight, these things keep coming out. If you don't get rid of some of these, they attack, they hit really hard, they recover HP. But if you get rid of everything and do enough damage, Cubia hits the crap out of you. Oh, as you can see, he changes. So you want to, whenever you can, hit the Cubia core. And if Mistral will keep using her magic, we can hit all of them with magic. And you see it. There we go again. Now we got a new attack from Cubia. And now we're back to problems there. Let's see. Moonstone needs one of those. We're just going to keep blasting with as much magic as we can. There's another different attack. As you can see, some of these attacks hit for ridiculously high amounts of damage. That's with us all buffed up. So we just want to keep right on pounding as much as we can. Doing as much damage as quickly as possible to this Cubia core. This is what you want to just focus everything you can on. See, doing enough damage to the cores causes everything else to fall away too. And as you can see, it flips what hurts it. So you just want to keep blasting with everything that you can. The more damage you can do, the faster you can do it, the better. And as you can see, there isn't actually a whole lot left to this Cubia core. And of course, first aid. Now that Kite's back up, let's help out and let's keep doing damage. Cubia is angry again, so we get another arc bullet. Let's get everybody healed back up one more time. Come on, let's hit this with everything we've got. Moonstone, and we might actually be able to knock it out before things get too out of hand. We might actually be able to finish it off this turn and keep him from using another attack on us. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We're going to have one more round. And Mistral's probably not going to survive this. So we're going to resurrect Mistral. Going to use Healing Potion. Healing Potion. Mage's Soul on Mistral. Everybody's got to use magic. And we hit it with everything we can all at once and destroy the Cubia core. Now just remember, most of what you're trying to do there is damage the Cubia core. Everything else is kind of secondary, because after time all the other cores will fall apart. You can really get yourself in a bind if you try to fight Cubia and you're not prepared for it. So just when it looks like we beat him, he comes back up and heads out, so he's escaped.
You defeated Cubia. I'm impressed.
Thanks, boob lady.
Ms. Helba.
Don't call me Ms. Anyway, what you must do is... Release Aura.
Would that lead to helping Orca?
A question of possibility. That's all I can say for now.
You know, Helba, if you weren't so cryptic all the time, things probably would have gone a whole lot smoother through all this. Just saying.
I'm sorry I joked about it. It's just the way I am. I won't say good luck because you are trying hard. I know that you are trying hard, so I won't say it. Call me when you need me. I'll do what I can. Well, I'm going shopping.
It's just why I love Mistral. She's one of my... Her and Pyros are just two of my favorite characters in this series. Alright, so we've got some new boards. Posts, alright, so we've got a new Goblin tag. Detestable, Vengeful Scent. To Kite, I want to talk with you. Arthur Marlowe. I guess you're pretty famous these days, but I know that guys like you are just a fluke. If you think I'm wrong, come to by yourself. Lambda Stalking Silent Footstep. Interesting. So apparently somebody knows who we are and isn't all that impressed with us. How he knows about us, I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so here we're getting a little bit more information on the Pluto's Kiss event. Probably the best way to explain it is a lot of people thought that it was going to be Y2K for you 90s kids like me. Just everything on the net crashed. So this one's kind of turning into big political discussions, which never ends well on online forums. Alright, so just more world building. This is one of the things that .hack does so well. Doesn't overwhelm you, but it makes you feel like it is a living, breathing world. Alright, so that was all of that. We'll take a look at our mail. So Pyrrhus wants us to go after Mia. Sandra says he needs some help. He wants a great sword. There. And now Natsume says her level will be 10 times more by the time next time we meet her. This is actually kind of a funny thing too anyway. A little bit more world building. If I remember right, something like this has actually been done in the past few years. It's essentially an artificial island. And then we've got CC Corp's first quarter earnings up over increased 120% over last year, which is not even reasonable in the real world, but they're saying that it's largely due to the world, and they're looking into getting rid of some fees. Oh, there we go. Yep, that's not weird at all. Alright, but with that, we will call it an episode, and I'll see you guys next time. See you then.